What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Let's get pretty. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I started my fitness journey, guys. How I started. Oh my god, it seems like such a long time ago. I have grown. I have grown. I have grown. Gosh, I have grown. So, I get many questions all the time. People always asking me, how do you stay motivated? Where do you get your energy from? How do you even do it? How do you just wake up and just train? This all started, guys, when I was just 16. 16, fell in love with the gym. My first ever person the first person ever to take me to the gym was my Colombian friend Nadia. We used to work together. Nadia had a banging body. When I mean Nadia had a banging body, Nadia had a banging body. Her body was just like, I don't even know how to describe it. I didn't even know. She came to work and all the men was like, wow. She was a hairdresser. I'm a hairdresser, by the way, full time. And whenever we'll work, she was fully booked all the time with the guys because of just how she looked. So she used to train all the time. She was a mother of one at a time, and I said to her, take me to the gym with you one day. I want to go. I want to see what type of workout you do. I did kind of look up to her a lot as a big sister. So she took me to the gym for the first time. We went to Fitness First in Y City. The two of us, we was training. She was showing me what to do and what not to do, and it was great. We started training. We started going most days after work. It was amazing. Shortly after that, I think we stopped working together. I think either she returned back home. I can't remember clearly. It was like I was 17 at the time because we trained together for about a year. She moved back home, and then I was like, at that point, I kind of fell in love with fitness even more. I was like, what do I do? So I carried on going. I carried on going on my own, and then I met Eddie. Eddie was a personal trainer. Eddie was absolutely amazing. Eddie kept me in shape. Eddie kept me on my best shape up until today. Okay, I went up to Eddie and I started speaking to him. If anyone knows me, for anybody that knows me, I can make friends with anybody. I can make friends literally with anybody. I'm like such a friendly person. I can talk to a wall if you allow me to. So I walked up to Eddie. I was just like, I want a hot girl summer body. I want to look like this. Do you think you can give me this? And he was like, yeah. He kept me in shape. He was very disciplined in terms of what I ate. I had to write down everything. Back then, I don't think we had social media. I don't even think we had Facebook, yeah. I don't think so. I had to write down everything I ate and I had to hand it over to him at the end of the day. How I afforded Eddie, I have no frigging clue. I don't know how much I was earning then. I don't know if personal trainers were actually expensive then. I don't know. Back in the days, things were quite cheap, so probably I was able to. I don't know. It was in a city as well. Okay, so I trained with Eddie for about 3 years. My body was in an amazing shape, and then shortly after that, I stopped working in a city. I started working local to where I lived. So I was like, okay, I was already obsessed and addicted to fitness at the time, actually. So I was like, do you know what? Let me join another gym, and there was a Fitness First gym near me. Oh my god, thank god I signed up age 21. 21, yes, I signed up to that gym. I started going on my own. It was kind of not the same because I was used to the one in the city, and shortly after that I bumped into my college friend, my college bestie, Brenda was a baddie. Yeah, my Colombian friend, this one, Jesus, Jesus. This one, South African, banging body. When I mean banging body, Brenda, like my Colombian friend was amazing. She used to like keep the business float and like, but Brenda was just, she was slim, a bit flat chested, but the back was just, when you see her at the front, you don't know what's happening behind. But when she turns behind, you're just like, that's what Brenda was. Brenda was just, her body was just insane. So, but she did bodybuilding, she was competing. I was not into that at that time. I was more into just looking good, having my body in shape, and being girly and whatever. So I was more like a 2 kg, 3 kg type of girl at the time. And then she kind of introduced me into weight. She was like, oh, come on, you have to lift. You're not going to look like a man. I was like, no, I don't want to look like a man. She was like, you're not going to look like a man. Just try this, try that. I was like, no. But then I slowly gave in, and I don't know how to explain this, but with weight is, the gym heads will understand, with weight is like, the stronger I got, the more I wanted to lift. And the more I lifted, the higher I wanted to go. It was just like how, if I pushed 40 kg, like overhead press, an example I'm just giving, it was like I wanted to do 60. It's I can't explain it, but it's like it's a mad feeling that happens here that I can't explain. So that happened now, and I started weightlifting, fell in love, and I made friends at the gym. I made friends at the gym, I made friends with Joe, I made friends with another guy, Alex, so it became like our own little social bubble. That's one of the other reasons that kept me going. I kept going there. So from 16 to about 25, never had a weight issue. So I just kept going, training every day. Body was always in shape. I was training with Brenda, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know. I think she also ever stopped coming for a while, and then I stayed. But by the time I stayed, I made friends. So I made friends with all the other guys that was there. So we was training, and I think at one point it became an obsession where we will train 2 hours in the morning and we'll train 2 hours in the evening. It was just crazy. It was just competing. I think my friend Joe has moved to Sweden. Joe was like obsessed with building six pack. I was obsessed with having my waist literally as small as it can go, and my body was always in shape. We trained. It was fun. It became our own little social bubble. I even forgot, even my other friend also, Chris didn't work there. He was just a member. He also went there, was also training with him from time to time. He trained me at the time where my sister was getting married. My sister was getting married, and I was like, that's it. I want my body to be at its best. And then I said to him, train me. This is how I want to look like. I'm buying a dress a size smaller. I want to fit into it. And this was like the joke at the gym. And he trained me, and I think I actually lost weight, but I lost weight, and then I was training more weight, and I started building arm muscles. And I was like, no, I don't want my arm to look like a man. So can we stop? And he was like, that's just genetic. It's natural. It's how your arm is. Like, there's nothing we can do to change that. But lost weight, the wedding happened, blah, blah, blah. Everything was beautiful. So this moving on to 2013. And then I think I carried on training. So it just became part of my everyday life, where if I did not go to the gym, I felt like something was wrong with me. I did not stay away from the gym more than 3 days. I trained 7 days a week at the time. Sometimes I trained 5 days. So I just kept going. So I first had a weight issue was when my mother went to the hospital. So my mom, like, for my friends who knows me, my mom has passed away now. It's been 3 years. I took it so hard. I have never had a weight issue in my whole entire life. So 2017, my mom went to hospital. So what was happening is I was going to work. I was going to hospital to see her. I didn't really have the in-between gap where I would normally go and train and do my own thing. So I was like working gym. No, I was working hospital. And I began to actually put on weight. And I noticed it myself, and it made me so depressed. I was so depressed, and literally for the first time in 27 years of my life, I looked at myself in the mirror and I went, ugh, who is that? I never do that. I'm such a positive person, and I always keep positive energy. I am the type of person, if life is happening to me, like, I mean, life is happening to me, you will never know. You will never know. Maybe my sisters, because my sisters, I'm close to my sisters, so my sisters just like, yeah, life is happening. But like friends and outside, you will never know life is happening to me, because I keep such a positive um energy all the time. So my mum was in hospital. It was getting quite serious, and they told us she was passing. And like, I was kind of like eating my feelings. And at that time, I was in such a bad relationship that I already knew that mentally I was getting out of it, but I wasn't there yet. I was kind of working on it in my head. So mum passes away now. I gained tons of weight. We buried mum. Moving forward, in my house, everybody was telling me already during the time of the funeral and whatever. Everybody was like, you have gained really no, what I was getting for people that knew me from Instagram, that will see me in person, then there was like, oh, you lied to us, you're actually really fat in person. You're really fat in person and you look skinny on Instagram. And I took that hard. But then, where I'm such a positive person, I just laughed about it, and I was like, no, 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 it's just what I'm wearing. I laughed it off and went by my day. But then when I would go behind closed door to my partner at the time that I was dating, I was just like, listen, we need to do something about this. I'm gaining weight. It's out of control. We need to train. We need to do this. And I think I kind of actually drove the poor guy crazy at the time, because I went mental, because my mum passed away with cancer. So I started looking into food, what food you should eat, what food you shouldn't eat. I start throwing away things in the house. I started throwing away things in the house, and the guy was just like, if you're going through it, doesn't mean I have to go through it. Rah, 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 rah. I was just like, come on, you have to be in it with me. We're meant to do this together. We are meant to be, you know. And then he was just like, if you're going on a diet, I shouldn't have to be on a diet. But I was like, please help me. I'm gone so far. I don't know how to deal with this. So, you know, when your body just goes out of control for the first time, where all your life you have always been in shape, you don't know your body being out of shape. I went through what you call a mini depression, and nobody knew about it. I put myself on a hardcore diet. When I mean, I was steaming vegetables and I was eating vegetables. I will eat, no, that's when a ketogenic diet was. I was looking up what to do. I was Googling and smooshing and looking at everything, and I was like, what, I need something that will work. Like, now I cannot go through this. I came across keto, but I did keto like hardcore, like no bread, no rice, no pasta, no, even where they said that with you taking a lot of fat with keto, my keto was basically steamed veg, steam chicken, and probably steam broccoli on the side, like no seasoning, no nothing. I went hardcore. I dropped the weight, came out of that horrible relationship, thank God. Came out of that relationship shortly after, thank God, and I have managed to keep the weight off, back to my normal size. Back to my normal size. And yeah, and then I just carry on training, went back to my normal training routine, and carried on, went back to 5 days a week, training, eating properly, and I bounced back. I got my body back. Going to the gym now, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, I'm going again. I'm such a morning person. I also tend to go to the gym kind of early, because I feel like it boosts my energy. I don't know for other people. I am not an evening person that goes to the gym. That too much people, too much traffic, it drives me crazy. I like to go 6 a.m. when it's quiet, there's barely anyone there. You train, you get your stuff out the way. I feel at my sexiest when leaving the gym. After I have just finished training, I feel so beautiful. I feel like the prettiest girl in the world. I feel like the strongest girl in the world. It makes me happy. It puts, I don't know, it does something. My mental health is like, so the gym, I can't explain the happiness that I get from training. all the time. It has become a lifestyle. It's not one of those things where I feel like, oh, I have to train again tomorrow morning or something like that. And if I go more than 3 days without training, I literally mentally feel like there's something wrong with me. I feel like there's something wrong with my head. I feel like something's missing, so I have to train. um yeah, I just love fitness now. I just love it. I just I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. I just love it. So if you're starting and you're new, find community, find a friend to go with, talk to personal trainers. I started with personal trainers, but that's because back then personal trainer were so cheap. You could literally, I think probably it was like 20 quid a session or 10 quid a session back then, where now it's probably like something like 60 quid to 100 quid, because life has moved forward. Things are expensive now. I was 16 then, I'm 32 now. So find somebody, or find a friend that has been going to the gym longer than you, that can help you and push you and motivate you to go every day and stuff like that. But my journey kind of started by me envying my friend, and I was like, she looks good, I want to look like her. And she was like, hey, she took me under her wing like a little sister. She was like, I'll help you, let's go together. And that was how I was introduced to the gym. It was how I fell in love with the gym. And the gym helped me with a lot. It helped me with the depression of losing my mom. It helps me with like breakup and stuff like that. Like I said, I am such a bubbly, I don't know actually if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but literally, like I said, life will be happening to me. I'll be going through hell and you will not know, because I always put positive energy when I'm outside, and I deal with my situation when I'm inside. I'm with family or I'm by myself, then I'm like, okay, it's time for you to face what is going on out there. But yeah, so the gym helps me with that. The gym helps me with all that. Find people that, when, let's say, when you see, let's say, Ella, I put on a group chat, oh, I lost 5 kilos today. That makes you want to be like, oh, she done 5. I want to do 7. I want to do 6. I think people underrate, I think group exercise is underrated. People don't really rate it as much as they should. Even if it's on WhatsApp, even if it's on like Facebook and stuff like that, is so important. Find your own little community and your own little bubble. But going back into keto as well, I was drinking so much water because, again, for the first time in my life, I faced skin problem. I have never had a skin rash, a skin breakout or anything. My skin was breaking all over the place. I was getting spots on my chins. It was like really horrible. But the problem with drinking so much water, oh my God, you might as well just live in a toilet. You might as well just live in a toilet because you pee every single second. So water literally had to be calculated for me there. When I drank water, I knew I will be at home for like a couple of hours and I wasn't going nowhere, and then I'll just go and pee if I needed to pee. So ketogenic diet really worked really well for me. But really and truly, to be quite honest with you guys, I don't believe in diet. I do not believe in diet, but keto worked for me. If you try keto, if it works for you, amazing. I believe in just eating well, because the thing with dieting is, once you lose the weight, some people can't keep it off, or they get excited and they go back to the normal life and the normal ways of living, and then you end up gaining double. Other than me, over the years, I have learned to study my body. I have learned what makes me fat and what doesn't, and I know how my body works. And my biggest fear, please, I hope this doesn't sound wrong, my biggest fear in life is gaining so much weight. And I think that's what I went through, that little mini depression when I gained the weight, and the person I was with wasn't really helping. Is gaining so much weight that I lose control and I don't know how to bounce back, and I don't know how to get my body back. I think that will just throw me to some serious depression. So just find people you can connect with, find diets that works for you, and yeah, and then just go from there and see if it works for you. So I'm gonna close it here. If I have missed out on anything, please do comment down below. I will touch base on it. Thank you for watching. If you have stayed this far, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share with somebody. Thank you. Ciao.